Jake Brooks.
What's
I'm
up?
here with Jake. Bullet to my head, couldn't tell you how we met, but we've been friends for a long time. So he's going to be on here sooner or later. Here you are. Thank you for coming. I got a lot I want to talk about today, Jake. So I do want to start off. You made a big decision like last year or two. I'm completely switching your major.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me on why you did that. What you were first and what you are now.
So I first started doing civil engineering, and I was like, okay, Dad's like, give it a try. Dad did civil engineering. I was like, okay, I might as well give it a try. Go to community college for 2 years, see how it is. And I got like a year, or like really 2 years all the way through. I got my associates in science, and I was like, this just isn't for me. I took statics, and I was like, it was hard, don't get me wrong, but that's not why I didn't want to not do it. It was more of like, I don't know if this is like, I see myself doing this every single day or things like that. And I was like, it's just not for me. Mm-hmm. Like I had an internship doing land surveying. I know that's not what I was going to be doing, but like, it was cool, but like, I just didn't see it like going long term.
I remember during that time, I was begging you. I was like, come to NC State, transfer to NC State. And you're like, no, because it's going to be more expensive and it's going to be harder.
Bro.
Should have came.
I should have just done it.
So what did you change to now? What are you doing now?
I'm doing finance. I'm doing finance and accounting, but kind of just doing the accounting part for the label. So.
Okay, what do they do? I don't really know.
Finance is very broad. That's the thing. Like you can do so many different things with it. I think you can do stuff with taxes. You can do stuff with investing, wealth management, all that kind of stuff. So you can kind of go wherever you really want to go, but figuring out that part is the hardest part.
Yeah.
So
what would you want to do if you had it your way? Like your ideal job?
Ideal job. See, I'm not like 100% on my ideal job, but I think wealth management would be cool. I think it's just kind of hard to get into unless you know somebody, but Lord willing, we'll figure something out.
Okay, that's a good segue into like stocks and options.
Yeah.
If you don't know Jake is a stock guru. He knows everything.
I don't know everything.
So let me get the backstory. A couple years ago, it's like 2023. I had this Fidelity account. I just turned 18. So my dad had been doing a little bit for me at first. I'm like, Jake, dude, you gotta start investing. You gotta start doing this.
Yes.
We're going to South Park. I remember it. When you're in the silver van.
Yep.
And I'm like, Jay, you got to do this. And you show me what you have. You have like 1.4 shares of Google, 0.8 shares of Amazon. I'm like, Jake, don't you think you should buy like a little bit more than that?
Oh man.
So here we are now. Jake's got like thousands. Jake's a beast. Jake's found like stuff when they were $20. They ran up to almost $300.
Yeah.
So explain to me also.
Okay.
What and others like options in the most basic way that you can.
Options are like basically you're just getting the leverage of like 100 shares through a contract that you pay a premium for, but it's cheaper than buying 100 shares.
Okay.
And it's leverage, but you're also limited on time, and there's Greeks involved, which sounds so weird to like the
nobody knows
person.
What that is.
I know. That's the thing. That's what I was about to say. Is like, I'm not gonna get into all of that, but like, there's decay on them, all that stuff. Weeklies, different expirations.
Let's go with this water bottle. Let's say this company. Let's say Food Lion. This company.
Yeah.
If I explain to it, let's go options with Food Lion right here. Break it down.
What do you mean?
Let's say I think it's gonna go up. What should I do?
Buy a call.
Okay, then what does that mean? Why should I not buy shares instead?
I mean, if you're expecting a bigger move in a certain time horizon, you're better off playing options than you are shares because your upside or your downside gets limited if you play options. And I mean, nobody's holding shares to zero, but theoretically your like downside is limited and your upside is a lot higher because it is leveraged.
Okay.
So like if you bought 100 shares, say it went up $5,
you only made $500.
Yeah, or whatever $50, whatever.
Okay, but if you buy calls and it goes up $5,
big difference. Like you can make a lot more. I mean, I can't tell you exactly what that would be because the Greeks are involved, but it would probably be more than whatever you would make with 100
I
shares
remember,
at the time.
like probably 2 months ago, is it Oust? Is that what it is?
OUST.
Yeah, OUST, Ouster. So play, guys. We're calling this out. Y'all be on the lookout right
It's
here.
low-key dipping, so I mean.
But anyway, Jake had talked about it, and I found it somewhere on Twitter. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna buy some. I'm gonna buy some calls.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know what I'm doing.
Yep.
I think it was at like $20.
Yeah.
$22. I'm like, I'm gonna buy 5 or 8 of them, right? So I go on there. I think they were like 200 a piece, 200-ish a piece, right?
Sounds about right.
So let's say it's like 2.5. I put in my limit at like 2 point something, and then it just started going up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, it'll come back down, and then they'll be bought. Turns out I never bought them because I was being stubborn on like probably $200.
Yeah.
4 days, 5 days later, they ran up $2,000 a piece. And I was going to buy 5 or 8. I'm like, oh my gosh. One of the dumbest mistakes. Or then I bought some stuff and it went like this every time I bought it. Just, down.
And you get cooked.
Yeah.
I did the same thing with Qualcomm. So it was like 130. I was telling my buddy, I was like, I'm thinking about buying some end-of-year contracts, give myself time, give myself plenty of room for it to play out. I think the next day it ripped like maybe 6 to like 10%, and I was like, all right, well, I'm not buying it now.
Yeah.
It already ripped. Then it proceeds to run like double, the whole stock doubled. I was like, it would have been like 400 or 500%. I was like, well,
Jeez.
Sometimes you just miss out and you just got to take the L. So.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone that's like never invested, or like Jake 2 years ago or 3 years ago? What would you say?
Just start with shares. Don't even look at what options are. Don't even think about options at the time. Don't even look what earnings are and combining options and earnings. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I started out that way. Not the best way to go.
Would you go like just mutual funds, ETFs, individual? Some people try and stay away from those.
It depends on how old you are and your risk. Like if you're a pretty risk tolerant person and like you like to take risk, I think you're better off just, maybe just expect to lose this money and go in with that mindset. And I think you'll probably end up doing better, because if you have a risk tolerance, say you're picking stocks, you're doing your research, I mean, it might pay off. I mean, that's how, and if you're younger, I think everybody should try to do that at least.
Yeah.
And at least if you're young and you tried and you failed, you're right where everybody else is at your age. So is that really that bad?
No.
Exactly. So it's like, did you really lose anything? No.
Well, that's good. So are you happy with your decision in switching? You like this a lot better?
Yeah, way better.
Do you like Charlotte?
It's school.
No.
I'm not like, school is school, no matter where I
Yeah.
go. You could send me to state or wherever. It doesn't
Should have
matter.
come.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. And I think I would still have the same stance.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, it's just school. I mean, it's cool, but like, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
to me.
What have you learned about like yourself or other people by going off to school? Like I know it's only like 30, 40 minutes down the road,
Mm-hmm.
but living by yourself, having to do the schoolwork or whatever, like is there anything you learned like, man, I just got to do this, or about yourself or about other people?
Nobody really cares what you're doing.
Yeah.
You could like, you get so in your head, like, oh, these people are looking at me, all this stuff. Literally nobody cares. I think I walked around one day and I was just seeing like generally if people cared like what I did at all. So I was just doing like random stuff with my friends, and not a single person turned, looked, said anything. And then schoolwork is definitely a step up from community college. When I first started going, I was like, I had this marketing class, thought it was gonna be a breeze. I ended up making like a 50 on the first test. I was like, well,
I know Scotty was going to beat that butt.
he was a little upset. I was like, well, maybe it is a little bit harder.
Yeah.
It is as hard as they say. But then I kind of had to adjust, maybe study more. I would study more efficiently.
Yeah.
I think I sat down and just studied hard at one time, and I thought that was going to be the way to go.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't. I think
Yeah.
just a little bit each day is the better route to go.
I remember when I went to Gaston for the first time. So this is like my freshman year, like my first class. I'm in person. I'm sitting down. I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom, you know.
Yeah.
I was this close to raising my hand and asking to go to the bathroom because, you know, I don't know, you go high school, middle school, you raise your hand to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But this one girl, she just gets up and leaves. I'm like, where's she going?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we can just get up and go. Or that's what I learned too. Like, it's bad, but sometimes I'll just play on my phone in class or, you know, no one really cares.
Yeah, mom and dad don't hate me for this, but during one of my marketing classes, it was so boring. Just slides on slides, no information on them. Had my running shoes in my bag. I took them out. My friends asked me if I wanted to hit a run. I said sure. So I went and hit a run, came back to class and got my stuff and I left.
I think I've done that. I think one time I skipped a class to go get ice cream.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, sometimes it's like that.
Yeah.
So.
There was this old guy, I love him to death. He was like 80 something, but he never taught. It was only guest lectures. So I just wouldn't go.
Yeah, I mean, the guest lectures, I've had plenty of those. I had like operations management or something like that, whatever it was, or behavioral, I don't even know what it was really. But he would have guests in there. I remember I would stay for like 30 minutes and I'd be like, all right, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Because like, you get nothing from it, and this dude's just sitting here yapping about, I worked for 18 companies. And like, it's just the most monotone people ever. And I'm like, okay.
How has your faith progressed or maybe changed by going off to school? Because like you're not at home, your parents aren't making you go to church.
Yeah.
No one's making you get up, or no one's making you go to a Bible study after a long day. Like what does that look like for you?
Honestly, it's been a lot more motivating. I guess maybe I'm a little more independent in that aspect, but when I got to college, I didn't go to like a group for like 2 weeks, and I was like, I gotta find something. Obviously, I had known about a couple, and I was like, okay, I'll go to like this event or whatever, and I met a ton of people. Ended up finding like $100 bill on the ground, by the way.
Dang.
So God was like, you definitely should have went.
Yeah.
Little reward, but I was like, okay. And then I met a bunch of people there. They were like, oh, you should come to our group. You should come to this. And I was like, okay, what times are they at? And like, they were both back to back. So I was like, I'll just start going to both.
I'm laughing because I'm remembering a story, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to share it now.
I definitely told you about this, but I was like, I'll just start going to both. And then that's just what I did. I was like, I just started going to both. I think one's called C4 and the other's Ignite. Both I've had great friendships I've made there, like great people, good worship, good message, and honestly can't complain there. Bible studies, anytime my class was canceled, like on Tuesdays, I had class when the normal Bible study was, but I would just, anytime it was canceled, I would go to that. And then I think I was a lot more, since I was alone, it feels like it's more like my own thing to focus on my faith myself. And it's like nobody's holding me accountable now. So it's like, or like it feels like that.
It feels like.
I know that there are people still, you know, mom and dad ask me how I'm doing, whatever, but it's not the same as being at home with them and all that stuff. But I felt a lot more accountable for maintaining my faith and like continuing to grow and glorify God and everything that I was doing while I was there.
And you go to Vision, right, up there?
Yeah.
There's some Panther players that go there, I think.
They got baptized there. I don't think I've ever seen them.
It's pretty big though, right?
It is pretty big.
Like,
it's
how big relative to Parkway do you think?
I'd say it's like, it's almost like you're just imagine like a
double
movie theater.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, just imagine like a movie theater, but like a little bit bigger. Not every seat's taken,
right,
but I'm sure at some point there will be that time where a lot of the seats are taken.
Yeah, I go to, not to make this about me, but when I was going up to NC State and I was trying to find a church, like I just kept comparing everything to Parkwood.
Yeah.
And it like really took me a while because I was like, oh, well, they do this different, they do this different. Like I like Parkwood better in this aspect. And I remember one time I'm sitting in church and I'm just like looking at the stage and like everything that's going through my head is like all negative of like everything why I don't like this church. And I'm like, Lord, you're going to have to change. You're going to have to change this because I can't do it on my own. I'm like, just you're going to have to give me a better mindset to view of what is this church good at versus everything that's different.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do a lot of things great and sometimes better than Parkwood or vice versa. But I had that where I was like, kind of getting discouraged because I've gone Parkwood for probably like 16 years.
Yeah, about the same for me.
So I mean, you get used to it in a way. I mean, not that it like there's no perfect church, but I was so used to that. You go somewhere else, like I was like, man, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
But it kind of took me a while, but Lord kind of helped me get a new perspective, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was the same way with Vision. At first, I didn't really like it. Like I think I went with Josh, my brother, like when he was still in college or something like that. And it was like at a different campus. I didn't really like the vibe. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna end up going here when I'm in college. I was like, I don't know. But I was like, all right, I'll give it a couple more tries, see how it is. Because I'm so used to Parkwood too.
Yeah.
And honestly kind of grew to like it. Really the message part. The worship, I'm still getting used to just because it's a little more, I don't know.
It's like upbeat.
It's more upbeat.
It's like the elevation rhythm stuff, right?
Yeah, it's just like that. And it's just a little different than, good old Parkwood.
Yeah.
Not to hate on Parkwood, but
it's just different.
Like, it's just different.
You gotta get used to it, yeah.
I just gotta get used to
it.
it.
I like both styles because actually, I was in Africa one time. I know Africa's a continent, but we were there. And we went to a church one Sunday and it was different because everybody was dancing, like spinning around, doing all these hand motions, and I loved it. And I was like, this is so different than like just the Baptist, like hands in the pocket, like sway a little bit, might throw a hand up. I was like, these people on the whole other side of the world, and this is how they worship. Not that mine's any less, but everybody's different. Like that, it is okay to move around or dance or something, and I really like that. I mean, I still don't really do that on Sundays, but I like the idea of it, I guess.
Yeah, there's a thing at Vision they have called Gather Round. It's like, I guess like every last Friday of the month or something like that. I could be wrong, but I went this past time. I was like, there's people jumping and spinning, and I'm like, that's not my type of game, but if that's your game, you're praising the Lord with your heart. What's funny is, I guess.
Do you know Unite? Like they go to the different campuses and stuff.
Yeah.
I think she's been on Fox News. Her name's like Tanya Pruitt. I don't know. Anyway, they came to NC State like last November, and Elevation Rhythm was there. They were doing the worship. Jonathan Pecluda was supposed to come. He's a pastor in Texas. Anyway, but it was a lot of like the jumping up and down and dancing and all this stuff, and almost like just a regular concert. And I was thinking in my own head, I'm like, okay, well, do I not love God as much as these people? I'm not jumping around. Like, I'm just sitting here mumbling along the words on the screen. Like, is there something wrong with me?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you ever thought that, but I was like, am I not a Christian? Like, am I missing something that they have?
Yeah.
And I was doing that cliche saying, but it's the truth. Like the comparison, this thief of all joy. Like, okay, just jumping up and down make me, somewhat more Christian. I'm like, no. So I'm like, I don't know. I was in that moment thinking, gosh, but that's kind of how I tend to think the negative way. But it took me a bit.
I'm the same way, and I think some people's hearts are different when it comes to praising the Lord. Like somebody might just be like a jumpy person, and that's just
a jumpy person. What's a jumpy person, Jay?
Bro, they're just hype all the time. You just meet that guy, he's just ready to go. So I think people like that, their praise might be a little different, but it doesn't mean yours is any less insignificant because you don't do that.
That's true. Why don't you share your testimony with us, if you don't mind? I know it's kind of like just a clean cut.
It's pretty clean
question,
cut.
but I'm talking about me, how I just started that.
My testimony is pretty clean cut too.
Well, give us some detail. I like detail.
I think I was watching some movie with my dad, and it was some Christian movie, like, I don't remember, I couldn't tell you what movie it was, or like really any of the scenes, but like, something like where the people were going to get left behind, and it was like, Jesus was with them, and they didn't want to get left behind, something like that. I couldn't tell you any more details than that. That's it. But after that, I ended up like accepting Christ into my heart. I think I was like, I don't know, like 10 or younger.
Yeah, but
maybe.
why? Like, just what did the movie do to make you make that decision?
It's hard to think back that far.
Yeah.
Like, but I would think, if I had to think about it now, I would say that it was more of that left behind aspect definitely sticks with you when you know, you kind of see it. I know a movie's not real, but it portrays it as a real thing. And I guess it, like, in my head, it encapsulated that emotion of like, you know, this could be a possibility that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess that kind of swayed me that way. I was like, okay. And then, you know, a couple of years go by. I don't think I got baptized or anything. Then I think my grandpa died, and then, well, my grandma died first. And then after my grandpa died, I don't know what it was, but I just started listening to like Christian music at night, whatever it was, I guess with my headphones, my plug-in headphones. And I was like, I don't know, it just started kind of the Lord working through that, honestly. And I was like, okay. And then, you know, we go on all these trips, like the beach trips with Parkwood, all that stuff, you know, you kind of, all that kind of adds up. And then I ended up telling Matt that I wanted to be...
Matt Harris?
Yeah, Matt Harris was the student pastor at the time. I told him I wanted to be baptized. And then I think 8th grade, I got baptized.
Didn't you get baptized on the ball field?
Yeah, I did. They did like a special thing where it was in the ball field.
Was it like anybody want to be baptized or something?
Yeah, I think Andrew Long got baptized the same day. And
Heck yeah.
I got baptized and I was like, okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
I miss old Matt Harris, but
Me too.
those beach trips were always good. I remember it's pretty much like when I gave my life to Christ. I remember we were with we just had service, and then we're with our small groups. And I remember like Shamarion, it was too shy to stand up in the service, but then he stood up and he's like, you know, I'm Shamarion, and you know, I'm gonna follow Jesus Christ. I just busted out crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
Yeah.
I remember that like to a T.
Yeah.
And to celebrate, we went and got ice cream.
Yep. Bouncy ball too.
Yeah, I actually still have that.
I think I
by
do
my
too.
bed to remember, like, I don't know, like Lord save Samarion, and I was thankful for that. But I remember that.
It's something so simple.
Yeah.
I still have it though. So.
That was good. There was something you said talking about like listening to Christian music.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to do that more. Like I actually, probably like last year or so, I started trying to make a Christian playlist. It sounds crazy, but I like listening to rap and hip hop and all this music.
Don't get me wrong, I do too.
But I know there's no way it's good, you know, because it talks about like having sex with all these women, drugs, drinking,
killing,
gangbang, all this stuff. And I'm like that's something I've had to really seriously consider, like giving to the Lord. It sounds weird. Like I've never struggled with like drinking or drugs or really anything big, but it's almost like it had a hold on me. Yeah. And like I kind of don't want to give it up because I enjoy it. Yeah. So I actually did pray, and I was like, Lord, you got to change it or take it away from me. Now I have been able to find more and more Christian songs that I do like, but some of them sometimes they're just like corny or cheesy or like and this other secular stuff just sounds better. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. I had like a moment. I was like, do I just keep listening to this and, you know, hey, I'm a Christian, but I listen to this on the side. Yeah. I'm like, is that really all in? You know, I mean, I listened to it on the way here. I'm not going to act like I'm better, but
I think I did too. Didn't even realize.
Well, I'm just saying, like I'm like stuff like that. You know, it's hard to quit something that you don't really want to quit, but you kind of need to. I don't know if you ever did something like that, but
for sure, I think everybody's had that. Whatever it may be, they've definitely felt that.
Well, like I would, like let's say I picked up a stranger in my car, and I was what is our goal in life? I would say probably like to glorify God or bring Him the glory.
Right.
And like I'm an Uber driver or something. I pick somebody up and that's playing. What are they going to think about me?
Yeah.
Probably not, hey, this guy's a Christian. Like, man, he's living for the Lord.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that what music you listen to gets you into heaven, but, you know, stuff like that. Like, I feel like if certain people got in my car, I know not to play these songs.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's got to be like the Holy Spirit on my heart saying, if you're not going to play it around these people, why are you going to play it around, you know, me, God?
Yeah.
Because He's with me all the time. And I don't know. I'm actually just thinking about this right now. This is probably the deepest I've thought about
Honestly,
this.
I thought about that this morning, so I'm right there with you.
There you go.
I remember last year, you know how you get the end of the year recap of like whatever you've listened to the most. And it like, I almost thought about, I was like, okay, so what I listen to the least. And
It's Christian
music. Christian playlist has like maybe a quarter of the songs every other playlist has. And I'm like, it's kind of one of those things. It's like, oh,
yeah,
you know, like
a wake up.
I was like, okay. I was like, maybe I should try to work on that. And then you kind of put it off for a little while. It's like, all right, you know, whatever.
Well, that's something I think like but I forget about at least. You think about all these sins to cut out in my life, like, I don't know, getting angry, like dishonor my parents, or I don't know, having corrupt speech, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. But like something like music, maybe I'm not the one singing it or I didn't write the songs, but by listening to it, adding it to my playlist, you know, because they get some kind of royalties off their commission, like I'm affirming what these people are saying. Mm-hmm. And kind of like what you said, like past couple of years, Drake has been my number one.
Yeah.
If I've had like 30,000, 25,000 minutes a year, not just him, but total of like on Spotify, and then like however so many of Sam, I'm like, my God, you know?
Yeah.
I am taking in way more of Drake than I am of God.
Yeah.
You know, now he is my favorite. I'm not going to lie. I do like him. But, you know, you sit down and you kind of talk about like how much am I taking in of the world and how much am I taking in of this. Mm-hmm. When you got way more of Drake, the world, you know, just the message of live your truth versus giving God 10, 15 minutes at night when I'm half asleep. It's going to be hard to progress in that faith, you know.
Exactly. I think if you compared my music time to how much I read my Bible, I'll be honest, music probably outweighs that.
Yeah.
And to think about that now is even kind of humbling. It's like,
well, you can think about,
okay,
if it's that much time, if you listen to worship music with that time, how much your thoughts would change and stuff like that.
It changes drastically. I noticed, like, I started recently trying to listen to it while I'm at work or even just at the gym, or sometimes I just won't play anything at all if I'm going to listen to that. And I'm like the thoughts that I have are a lot more positive, more faith focused, and like what I could be doing in my faith. You have all those thoughts a lot more when you kind of are submitting to him versus listening to Drake. He's telling me to get money, you know, do all this stuff. It's like,
get this Maybach, or
just whatever.
Have 10 girls, you know, all these girls.
All this just worldly stuff. So
I don't know. Maybe that's something we can both work on.
That's definitely something I'm going to work on and have been. So,
but I don't know. What's it like having a brother, Jake? I was younger, I don't have the privilege of having a brother because it's me and Ellie.
Yeah,
so
when I was younger, it was more of like, I hate my brother.
I hate the guy.
We just fight all the time. I remember, back to the basketball stories.
Please tell me.
Levi knows these. Me and Josh would play. We'll get to Levi in a minute, but me and Josh would play. And I was so small when I was little that like, he would just back me down and just get a layup every time, and it made me so mad. I would literally just chuck the ball at him hard as I could. I mean, we almost fought over it. I think I punched him in the back one time.
I might have been there for that.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't even doubt it. And then I would just get so mad because I couldn't beat him. And then later on, Levi comes around. I would do the exact same thing because he did the same thing. Your second brother. Yeah, basically.
We would play basketball at Jake's house, and I knew this made him mad.
Oh,
I knew this made you mad. So it'd be like, start of the game, I would back Jake all the way down. It'd be like 5-0. So now I have a buffer. Like, Jake, what do you want me to do? Shoot it or lay it up? And I'd go lay it up again. I'm like, what are you gonna do about it? Because I was like a little bit taller, a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Jake would rage. Like, anybody ever watch Dude Perfect? Like the rage monster and their stereotypes? That was Jake.
Yeah.
He would like chuck the ball and I would dodge. And I'd say, I'm not getting that.
Would it make me more mad?
And then I would just go inside.
Yeah.
And then make fun of him to his parents.
Then I couldn't do anything about it at that point. And I would just stay outside.
Yeah, Jake would stay outside, keep shooting like angrily, and I'd look out the window and I go like, Jake, you're not gonna come inside? And then I would just go get on your Xbox.
Yeah,
while you were
I
mad.
remember that. I would go inside, have to act like nothing happened.
I know, it's hilarious.
So I didn't get in trouble.
But I mean, you've been kind of like for that to me. I've never had a brother.
Yeah.
But I have Ellie. I love Ellie, but me and Ellie fight all the time too.
Yeah.
So, but it's been helpful to have another guy be like a bro.
Yeah. I guess getting back to it, like having my brother now, it's honestly a great thing. Me and him get along really well. You know, we hang out all the time. He's living at home. I'm at home too right now. So it's like we kind of just do whatever together, whether golf, gather around, go eat, hang out with my friends, hang out with your friends. It doesn't matter. But I think we have a really good, solid bond there.
What's one thing you've learned from Josh over the years, you think?
To not push back against Scotty as much. Because it saves me a lot of headache and a lot less trouble than Josh used to get.
I was not expecting that at all.
I'm just being honest.
No, that's good.
That was definitely one of the things.
That was
I'm
perfect.
just being pure honesty right there.
That was perfect.
So, but
I guess you learned from the older one.
Maybe to not be that guy that spends an hour in the bathroom like he does.
Dang, you cracking on him.
Yeah. It's all out there for everybody to see. I want everybody to know. He needs to make a change, and this is the only way it's going to get started.
Dang.
But, yeah.
No, we love Josh.
We love Josh. His second home is the bathroom.
Josh done a great job. Josh lost a lot of weight.
Yeah,
He's been running.
It is crazy how much weight he lost. I remember when I was
Not
running,
that Josh was insanely obese. Let's not put that picture out there.
but like from a context of like
He's gonna hate us for this, by the way.
probably,
We're gassing him up right now. We say he did a good job.
Yeah, we beat him down and then we're gassing him up, so it evens out.
Yes.
But he did a really good job at like locking in on running, his fitness, health, all that stuff. He's even really locked in now. You know, he's very focused on eating clean, maybe sometimes too focused. But, you know, I'm glad he decided to make a change. It's good to see him like enjoy it a lot more. And I think he enjoys his physique a lot more. He's happy with what he's done, and I think he should be because he has every right to be.
Yeah, I'm proud of Josh. Let's put that out there. We all proud of Josh.
That's right.
Love
If you
Josh.
see Josh telling you proud of him.
Don't be too angry.
Yeah,
Because this is good stuff. He's gonna be mad though, but he'll be all right.
he'll be all right.
We both went to the UFC White House fight.
Yeah.
We can talk about that.
Yeah.
We were there for the Fan Fest on day 1 and day 2. I've done a bunch of podcasts since then, but I never really talked about it much or had anybody on that also went with me.
Yeah.
It was me, Jake, Josh, my dad, Scotty, and Rondell. We had a great time. What did you think of the fights, Jake? What did you think of everything?
I thought the fights were insane.
Yeah.
When Gaethje won, I was so hyped. The whole card was stacked, so I was hyped for that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like, there's so many people at the watch party thing, dude. It was sick.
That was probably one of the like top 5 coolest things I've ever done.
Yeah, and then the jet flyover was worth paying taxes for like 5 seconds. So
Yeah.
there's also that.
Yeah, that was sick. So I'm trying to explain it to people, but so the tickets were free. You just had to request them, and so we got to go. We almost didn't go. We were going to watch at the MGM
Yeah.
at their like sports books. So glad we went because Dad and Rondell and Scotty were. I'm not standing up the whole time. I better have a seat. It's too hot. So I was like, Jake, Josh's like, we're young. We have to go. It's one time. Come on.
Yeah.
I convinced them to come, and they were not happy. I left them on a scooter.
Oh yeah,
I
you
got
did.
there.
I kind of forgot about that.
Jake couldn't get the scooter working, so I left.
Yeah.
Said,
Me and
"Well,
Josh were just low key out of luck.
And I was walking so fast, my heart rate.
Dude, it was hard to keep up with you.
My
You
heart
were
rate,
almost running.
I probably was. I think when the Alex Pereira fight came on, my heart was 135.
Yeah.
That's how nervous I was.
I
He's
can
my
believe it.
favorite. And I almost cried when he lost. I really did. I almost shed tears. Almost sobbed. But it was awesome. 7 fights, 7 KOs, and all the fighters afterwards, they would come out to the watch party. I thought that was cool.
That was sick. I like that they did that.
I would like to see Gaethje fight Armin next.
Yeah. I think it kind of is well deserved at this point. Like,
Well, I think it's going to happen because he's saying he's in training camp.
Yeah.
Armin is.
dude, I hope.
I think Gon's going to fight Tom
Yeah.
Aspinall.
I can see that.
Somehow, and I think it's going to be the Abu Dhabi again.
Tom can get his eyes fixed.
Yeah, he's going to have to wear goggles for the next fight.
Yeah.
I saw somewhere on Twitter today, they were saying, like, it wasn't confirmed or anything, but rumors Pereira might fight Hokit at Madison Square Garden for the, like, it's going to be like a co-main event.
Yeah.
So I don't know what would be the main for that, but that is not a favorable matchup for Pereira. I do not want that to happen at all. But I like them both, so.
Imagine Hokit beats him. He's just going to be
Alex
Shama your mama
Alex is
the
done.
whole time. Yeah.
If that happens, because he
I
can't
agree.
beat the wrestlers. But Islam and Ian Gary fight not this weekend. No, like two or 3 weeks from now.
I think
They
Ian
fight the
Gary will
15th.
lose.
You think so?
I don't really like Ian Gary either. So
I
that's
don't
a little
like him
biased,
either.
But
I don't like him either, but I think he has a little bit of a chance.
there's a slight chance, but I don't think he'll win.
I think this might be the, other than Volkanovski, well, I guess, no. Other than Volkanovski, it's probably going to be like his hardest fight.
Yeah, I can see
Because
that.
Gary's taller, longer he can wrestle. Well, not like Islam, but
Yeah.
I think he could get it done. The card is awful, though, top to bottom. Other than that fight.
That's the only good fight on that card.
And then, not that women's fight are great, but the good one that was on there, that one got canceled too, so.
Yeah, I'll say it now. I'm not a big fan of women's fights. Levi knows. Anytime we're at Rondell's watching the fight, I am just tapped out of the women's
Jake will
fight.
throw his hands up.
Yep, every
he comes
time. It's just like they end up hugging it out. If it's right before like a main event or like any big
Yeah.
fights, they
Kills
always
the
go
minute.
all 5 rounds. If there's
Classic
5 rounds.
29-28 women's
Yeah,
decision.
just women's decision every time, never fails.
I like Kayla Harrison, though, if she'll ever fight. She'd
Yeah.
break her neck, so
Yeah,
give her a little bit of a break.
Yeah,
But I was wanting to see her fight Amanda Nunes at the White House. I don't know why that didn't get booked. But
That
they're
was a Jake
saying
card.
Michael Morales versus Yaroslav, I'm saying his name wrong, I think. He's the undefeated Ukrainian guy versus Morales, who's also undefeated. He fought in New York. He knocked out Sean Brady, also on the last
okay.
Islam card. But they're saying that might be a fight for 330 because he's going to be the backup for the Ian Gary Islam fight.
yeah.
I saw that today. So that'd be good. I would like to see him fight.
I don't know if I've ever seen a backup fight. It's always there. It's just never used.
Well, like if someone misses weight or gets sick or hurt or.
Yeah, I mean I know what it's for. Like
I
I've
just,
never seen
I just
it happen.
mansplained you a backup fighter.
Thank you. I needed that.
You're welcome. I don't know, Jake. What you got? This is bad interviewing, ain't it?
Not really.
No, it's okay.
I mean, we talked about it a lot.
We did.
Let's see here.
We don't have to end it, but I want to hear if you had to give advice
Yeah.
to yourself. We're both 21. I've asked every guest. I've asked Billy. I've asked Steve, and I've asked Rondell if they could give advice to their 21-year-old self, or to me, or anybody.
Yeah.
What would you say? Now, we kind of talked about financial stock investment advice earlier, so you can give more of that, or just anything you want, something you wish you knew earlier, or anything.
Definitely invest. I won't touch too much more on that because we talked about that earlier. Give yourself time to be alone with God more than you think you need, because I think that's something I definitely didn't do from the start. And I think it's something that I've started to try to do recently and I've benefited a lot from. I think I run without music just solely for the focus that I can, get, we're so caught up in like our phone or like whatever it may be, we're constantly distracted. So I think spending time less distracted earlier on would have helped, just focus wise and like in general, like maybe I would be able to recite my Bible better. I mean, anybody can say that, but just genuine advice, that's definitely something I would want to be better at, and I'm still working on. And then if you're scared to fail, then how can you win?
Beast.
I'm just being honest, like, I mean, especially if you're young, like, I think maybe I have a different mindset, if you're coming from the situation I'm in, which is like middle class, I think it's a good opportunity to try to take a risk to at least do something with that. Not to blow everything up and blow all my money and like just, wow, thanks parents, I just blew all my money on like a car or all this stupid stuff. But I'm saying, why not try to do something with your situation that would benefit even others around you, not just yourself?
That's good. When do you think you learned like the importance of spending time alone with God?
Kind of when I started running, because I think
Really?
I thought about, weirdly enough, like when I run, I think about my faith a lot more. I don't know. I don't pray. I pray while I run. Mm-hmm. I mean, not that I have my eyes closed, because I'm not going to step in a hole and break my ankle, but I think I can hit that level of focus while I'm running sometimes if I'm just hitting an easy run. Like, I can hit that level of focus of saying a prayer or focusing on, think about, hey, what did I read this morning? Or what did I read last night? What was that sermon about? Things like that. Or just looking over aspects of my life that, I can maybe be doing a little bit better in. What am I doing good in now? So I can maybe double down on that. That's working. So just something like that.
There's a guy in my Bible study, Jono. He's this Indian guy. Not that I had to tell you he's Indian, but I was just letting you know.
It's good. Good to know.
But he's like this redneck guy. He's like, Jake, man, you just got to get outside.
Yeah.
So I remember one time we're having life group, and we're talking about, I don't know what we're talking about. But he's like, man, y'all just got to get outside.
Yeah.
He's like, that's where I find God, and I just connect with nature, man.
Yeah.
Be out there with the woods. It's so funny, but I'm like, it's true, because I was walking on campus one day at State, and I had my AirPods in. I was like, let me take these out for a second. Like, always, like, talking about distracted, I had so much going on. And I took them out, I just started looking around. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, like, God, thank you for eyes to see the colors on this tree. Thank you for making these trees colorful, or the legs to walk back to my car right now, or all that stuff. And I think that's also like really helpful for me also, just taking like no music and just thinking, like just looking around. Yeah.
I think sometimes you or Josh will come to me, you're a little overwhelmed. I'm not going to say about what or anything, but...
No, air me out right now. Let's go.
No, it's fine. I'll keep it. But like, I'll just be like, bro, just go outside. Just go outside. Put the phone down and go outside. Like, that's something I've had to do, especially at school sometimes. Like, maybe I'm just doing whatever, so I was just like, all right, I'll just take a walk, or just put the phone up. Maybe try to focus on being bored at least.
My mom tells me that all the time. She's like, you need to learn to be bored.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't want to be bored, but...
I don't want to be either.
But you've been a tremendous help to me in that way of like, you're a little more cut and dry, to the point, black and white. And I'm like, no, Jake, we got to think this out. We got to understand what's going on. Like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not the one to like...
Jake, stop.
I'm not the type to sit there and worry a lot about a lot of things. I mean, there's some things I do worry about, but not a lot.
But that's actually been helpful of like, but I'm trying to think like, no, just stop thinking, go outside, go do something. And not that I have that master, but I've been trying to be better at it. I've been trying to do better with like taking my own advice. I think of like myself in moments when I'm dealing with something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, what advice would I give to someone else if they were in a situation? And it's like, okay, well, that's good advice, actually. Why don't I take it?
Yeah, why don't I just use that myself? Yeah.
Yeah. But I've been trying to do more of that.
Yeah.
So. But it's been good. How have you grown? Maybe last thing, how have you grown in your faith probably in the last year? You might have mentioned this some, but anything else?
I think I could definitely touch on one thing that I didn't mention. Like when my dad told me to come to the Bible study at Venture, I started going. I was like, okay, this is sick. At first I was like, whatever. Just another Bible study. Yeah,
Oh.
It was sick because it was just like a bunch of
Old dudes. Yeah.
Just chilling, having a Bible study. I'm like, I got no problem with this. And then I think there was one time they were talking about young people teaching, and I was like, I'm sitting there like, this ain't ever gonna be me. Like, I'll never do that.
Speak up a little bit.
I was saying basically that I would never do that. That's not gonna be me, especially at a men's Bible study. Like, you got older people here, they're a lot wiser, a lot more knowledge. Like,
who am I to teach?
Yeah, who am I to teach? And I was like, that'll never be me. I kept going after that, and I don't remember, maybe somebody asked me to teach, and I was like, or maybe I stepped up. I don't remember, one of the two. Either way, it doesn't matter. But then I was like, all right, maybe I will teach this Bible study. And I think that definitely helped in that aspect of growing in my faith, maybe stepping out. I remember I was in my car driving down New Hope, and I was like, I take all these risks and like maybe some other aspects, maybe investing, trading, whatever it may be. I was like, why couldn't I do it the same with my faith to maybe advance my faith? And worst comes worst, I do a terrible job and I still go to the Bible study.
There you go.
And maybe people don't like me or my Bible study, but it doesn't matter because it's only what God thinks. And I was like, what do I have to lose? So I was like, all right, I'll just do it. And I kept feeling that conviction, so I said, I'll probably do it. And I was like, okay. So I ended up doing it. I think it was Romans.
I wasn't there, but you told me about it. I think it might have been 7.
I think it was 7. It might have been 6.
Anyway.
But either way, that was a big step in my faith. Especially, I think delaying going to university was a big step in my faith. And I didn't know it at the time that, if I didn't go to that men's Bible study, there's no telling what my faith would have looked like without it, especially not teaching or anything like that.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like it was a big thing for me. I think I was telling maybe my buddy Jackson, I think I was telling him about that, like, maybe it was good that it got delayed and I did make the switch from civil engineering to finance, because I ended up taking another semester at Gaston just because it was cheaper to take some of the classes. And through that time, I went to the men's Bible study while I was there. And I think that really advanced my faith more than I thought it would. And going to Parkwood Bible studies or maybe College Collective, at the time I didn't like College Collective, to be completely honest. And there wasn't really as many Bible studies around here, so like I kind of wasn't doing anything. But like going to a Bible study and seeing some of the older people like having the same problems or where they're at in their faith, not to like measure people's faith, but like seeing the knowledge that they have, and like I just got a lot more from that than I did from like College Collective at the time or anything like that. And over the past year, I think that's really helped me develop into the person I am now. Not that I'm somebody crazy or anything like that, anything better than anybody, but I think it's definitely helped me steer down the path towards God's glory.
That's good. I actually enjoyed that a lot, going to the men's group at Venture. Mm-hmm. Just seeing a lot of the older guys, they work long days, they're tired, and they still come in here.
Yeah. Or
how some of them 50s, 60s, and they're still dealing with some of the same problems I do. So I'm like, I'm not that crazy, or I'm not the only one who doesn't have it figured out. Like, it's helpful to, get the wisdom from them too. But that's good. So,
yeah.
Well, Jake, I appreciate you coming and doing it.
Yeah.
Jake is single, by the way. Jake is 21 and a man of God. Ladies, hit his line, but appreciate you coming.
Thanks for that.
Hopefully people like it. If they don't, oh well. I had
That's
fun.
right.
Thanks, Jake.
Yep.